Whoa. One, two.
There's no red for you.
Pyramids.
Yeah, there's no red for you. I read it. I gave it a like. I don't know what it is. That the king's stand, you got the red board. I think it's much. It was. The thing not so. And those British something like things they honest all like that was when they come back with an office, that like a box of those, and then we will get used to it, especially on all Chris Wagon for the my God. It's not short because after that you go to so on. And that's exactly smashed it. Yeah. It's a routine.
We were in the article. So we did, and then
You have your strong clothes, you have your opinions.
right.
Mark? Oh, so, yeah. It's a bird.
Malt.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so brought me
I'm excited to figure out some neck.
your little chocolate. Yes, sure.
Really, you need to like it.
Yeah, that's why I guess it's right.
I feel it's just go for LA. It's just the food and if they get requested.
It's so excited.
Yeah, that's why I asked you soon, but you.
Uh-oh. It keeps logging me. Oh,
It knows.
don't do that.
That's well.
No problem. I'm never been 30 starter, so.
For 60 questions, I don't like later.
This is going to happen.
A lot of calculations. Just calculating.
I don't know what's wrong with it, but it keeps logging me out as soon as I click answer questions, so.
Practice lessons.
I thought that doesn't tell you the answers until the very end.
I know. But for some reason, every time I click on all the questions, it logs me out.
Maybe if we go right click for the answer question, so you can spin it in the room.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. That's not what happened today. Unless someone wants to cast their iPad onto the TV. This isn't working.
If you want to be on.
You never copied it.
It's been the easy to meet.
Just for airtime. Okay.
Oh, I have to find this screen. Oh, right, remember tomorrow.
Not 180.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll try.
Okay, who's taking the written now today? Anyone take it since yesterday?
Today.
Nobody else is taking it? Okay, that's like everyone, yeah.
Yeah.
To like reschedule.
How was it even canceled?
Dude,
What's that even
He
mean?
called me like an hour before I was supposed to take it, and the proctor was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna be there." I was like, "Why? I scheduled this like over a week ago." He's like, "Oh, I'm sick." I was like, "Okay, you can't stand in a room."
He's
Like,
the only guy that works in
yeah, and he's like, "I'm sorry, you're gonna have to reschedule." And I said, "Well, what's the earliest?" I was
Yeah.
like, "Are you the only proctor that does that?" So he's like, "Yeah."
Mhm.
Well, give me a timeline. He's like, "A week."
A week?
Fucking yeah. So now I guess I gotta go somewhere else.
That's where you.
Don't do rolling hills. Because he's gonna be gone until like middle of next week, so.
No, tomorrow.
Oh, you better hope they get in from Proctor. If I were you, I would call them and make sure beforehand.
Yes, or I'll just go with it.
You can, yeah, I did that. I got screwed. Remember when we talked about bad luck this week, Kevin? I literally said, don't put no clue on.
Okay, um. Yeah, there are other places to take it, obviously really easy, 'cause you can just walk over there. As you're walking back to your car at Best Buy, but there are other places, so if you wanna take it this week. You should, if you're ready. Go on the testing website, and when you schedule online. It will have a list of like, you put in your zip code, it'll have a list of like all the facilities close by.
I think it's like one o'clock.
I think so. I haven't been to any of the other ones, but there were a lot of options. I remember. Okay, point is that if no one else is taking the written, then all of you should be paying attention and trying to answer these questions, right? Right? Okay. We'll do popcorn today. Who wants to volunteer first, and then when you answer this question, you can pick somebody else to answer the next one. Okay, Abby, go ahead.
See,
C,
what it look like.
heavy aircraft are operating, one should be particularly alert to hazards of wingtip vortices because this turbulence tends to sink into the flight path of the aircraft operating below, generating the
Wait. That is right.
That is right. There's something wrong with this website.
Answer is. Yes,
Okay. Okay,
perfect.
all right, never mind.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, we'll do something else, and then if everyone has their iPad, the last half of class, you all can work individually on. I was trying to find the QR code because there's a week 9 like quiz that does all the questions, but I don't see a QR code, so we'll just take the quiz as a class. Let me take- Yeah, it's on the software. Open. It's on the computer. I not take it. Review, I guess. Okay, we'll still do the popcorn. Who wants to answer number 1? This is all the, go ahead.
Oh, shit. 4.
You didn't even look at it.
8.
8.
Okay, 8, pick someone else to answer number 2. In order to gain altitude to climb, you need what?
Need 4, 5, and grab, wait, and wait. Lift those and wait.
This is not. First 2 questions. Okay, pick someone else.
Okay. Damn.
What controls the mixture in the ULS? The carburetor uses battery power to control the mixture. The ECU controls the mixture. The throttle lever also acts as mixture control. the carburetor mechanically controls the mixture?
Last option.
Very good. Mechanically controls the mixture through a needle valve. Okay, and this is based on air pressure. Air pressure as you go up and down mechanically controls the mixture. Okay, next, choose one, Sam. How does a plane stall? Jay, how does a plane stall? Very good. Choose someone else.
Sure.
Do you have a higher or lower stall speed with aft CG? Higher, lower, doesn't affect stall speed. Stall or speed doesn't affect when a plane stalls. Higher. Does anyone disagree? Everyone's sitting there.
I think it's higher.
It's lower.
It is lower.
It is lower. Do you want to explain, Alex?
Because it's the aft CG, so your plane gonna naturally want to move up, so you correct it by moving down, so you can have more time for it to stall out, so it's lower.
Less time.
Let,
Because we're pulling up closer
Oh.
to the critical angle attack, then we get to our critical angle attack at a lower speed
Yeah.
than we would with forward CG. Because it's the time it takes. What are the 4 steps to recover from spin? Okay, Alex, you technically answered that one, so you choose.
do I have to answer?
No, you choose someone else.
Thanks.
Air, power idle, ailerons neutral, rudder opposite turn, and then elevator down brings.
Good. Okay, next. Popcorn, somebody.
L.
What taxiway are you on?
Right. Amen.
This last one, taxiway 819 approaching taxiway Alpha.
Yeah.
I like it. Next. Okay, Alan, you choose the next person. Okay. What class medical does a pilot have if they are under 40 and have a first class medical for 13 months?
Okay.
Okay. This is, I don't actually know which one they were going for here.
I think it's third.
Okay. I don't know if they're trying to trick you here with the wording of this question, but what privileges do you have is different than what class medical you have, right?
Right.
So what privileges do you have after 13 months? If you're under 40. Yeah. I don't know what they're going for with this question because it says what class medical? Technically, you still have your medical certificate is first class, but your privileges downgrade. So I don't actually know which one they're going for here, but I'll put third class and we'll see what they say. Okay, choose someone else. Don't feel bad about it. Everyone's looking scared of the corner. How high should you fly? Okay, 2000?
We're gonna go with AGO.
AGL? Like it? That is a winner. I like it. Okay, what section of the FAR aim, choose somebody else. What section of the FAR aim covers pilot certification?
Go fast one. Then I go.
Okay, Okay, FAR aim pilot cert, 91, 67, 43, 61. Okay, it's not 91, it's not 67. Okay, it's not 43. Okay, we're going with 61. Okay, good. That is the right answer. Okay, choose someone else. How does advection fog form? You've been chosen to answer this question. We're doing popcorn. How does advection fog form? Stable air, forced upslope. Layer of warm, moist air moves over a cold surface? Yeah. Good job. Alright, now you choose someone for the next one.
Good.
How far from the center of an aerodrome does a TAF cover?
5 stat.
5 statute miles, not nautical miles. Choose someone else.
Anyone want to answer a question?
Oh, don't feel bad about it. Choose someone that hasn't answered yet.
Who hasn't on? That's crazy.
Does air move upwards or downwards in a high pressure area? Who'd you choose? Kevin? Does air move upwards or downwards? High pressure area. Moves upwards. Upwards and counterclockwise. Does anyone disagree with that?
We're in high pressure, sorry,
No? Okay. So which one do we want to choose? Actually, I'm. Okay, the question is, does it move upwards or downwards? So I don't know why. I don't know why that's a. We're gonna go downwards, but yeah. Remember screwing, unscrewing a lid. Okay, high pressure moves down, outwards, clockwise. So technically clockwise is also right, but I don't know why that's a question. Okay, choose someone else. Got a couple people back row. Got your buddy next to you. Okay, Jake, what are the entry requirements for Class Bravo airspace? Longest one, right? Clearance, private pilot's license or student pilot endorsement and mode C transponder. Good. Okay, pick someone else. We're avoiding. AFT. Good. Also called the chart supplement, right? We can use either one for those, but not terminal area chart, not sectional chart. Technically, you could use Google, but not Google. Okay, next person, would moderate turbulence in a widespread area be a SIGMET or an AirMet Tango?
Widespread. Oh. Airmet T, Tango.
AirMet Tango, moderate turbulence. What would a SIGMET be issued for with turbulence? Severe turbulence, yeah. Severe, good. Choose someone else. Ethan, if the G3X air data computer and AHARS fail, will the G5's information be reliable? No, it runs off the same. Yes, it has its own, or yes, only if the plane's vacuum is still working.
B.
It has its own, right? Good. Okay, choose someone else.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you got it right. Hell yeah. It has its own, right? We have two, one for the G3X, the EFIS system, one for the G5. Okay. Next person. Okay. A particular VOR station is undergoing routine maintenance. This is evidenced by broadcasting a maintenance alert signal on the voice channel, removal of the navigation feature, removal of the identification feature. We agree? Who thinks otherwise?
Instead removal of this. I would wanna say, but I'm not percent sure. I think it's two.
You can see? Let's see. Okay, the identification. The identification feature is the Morse code, right? We ID with the Morse code, also in the G650, it can ID with the little actual says ID in the 650, but it doesn't broadcast a different sound for a maintenance alert signal. It doesn't remove the navigation feature is the CDI. It doesn't go away. You can still see the CDI, it's just not accurate because if you listen to where the Morse code's supposed to be, you won't hear Morse code, and that means it's not working. Okay? Did you have a question? Not answered. Okay. Next question, Charlie, choose next person. If a flight is made from an area of low pressure into high pressure without the altimeter setting being adjusted, the altimeter will indicate higher than actual altitude above sea level. Someone said no. Doesn't know. You think it's lower? Okay, Victor, talk through why you think higher. What's the phrase that we remember? Okay, high to low, look out the below. This one we're flipping it. We're going low to high. Okay, low to high, clear the sky. I like that. So high to low, look out the below means what? We're flying higher or lower than our indicating. High to low, look out below. That means we're lower than we think we are. That's why we have to look out below, because dangerous, we think that we're higher than we actually are. So low to high, opposite. Now we should be flying. I don't know if you all are just guessing or you actually know it, which is why I'm trying to dig more into. So I'm not necessarily saying you're wrong or right, I'm just digging into, I think this is a guess and people don't actually understand. Yeah, talk it out.
So the more you climb,
Mhm.
the altimeter is the wafer one, right?
Mhm.
So the more you climb into lower pressure, the wafer expands, indicating a climb, right? And then when you descend, where you're going lower, it squeezes because you're going into higher pressure outside than inside.
Mhm.
So we're gonna indicate that we're, because you're going into an area of higher pressure, that's squeezing the wafer, it's saying that we're lower than we actually are.
We agree?
I don't know, yeah.
High, low, look out below is what?
Yeah, so he's right.
If you go from high to low,
Mhm.
really lower.
Mhm.
Stop, seems to be higher. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm not questioning you because you're wrong, I'm questioning because I think we just guessed.
Yeah.
answer. Yeah, that's true.
We understand?
Yeah.
Okay. Does everyone understand? We're looking lost. High to low, look out below. We're looking out below because we end up flying lower than we're indicating. We end up lower to the ground than we actually are, which is dangerous because now we're lower to the ground, we could be lower into a mountain, right? If we are opposite, low to high, now we're indicating higher than we actually, we're flying higher than we actually are, which is safer. Because we're clearing terrain, yeah.
I'm sorry, wait, you said,
High to low, look
Yeah,
out below.
right.
We understand that, so now we're flipping it,
right,
okay?
so. We're flying
Lower,
than what the altimeter says?
For which one?
this is getting so confusing.
Bo, can you explain it another way? I don't know. But this last question, if a flight is made from an area of low pressure into high pressure, and the altimeter is not corrected, so we're trying to explain high to low, look out below. You're flying lower than you're indicating.
Yeah.
So now we're switching it because you're flying from low.
Actually, 12.
Yeah, higher than actual.
So you're showing 35, you're flying 37. That makes sense? So if you go high to low, look out below, that means when you go from high pressure to low pressure, you're lower than you're indicating, right? Your actual is lower than indicated. All you have to do is flip it, right? If you're going from low pressure to high pressure, now your actual is higher than indicated. That's it.
Yeah.
So that makes sense?
The little wafer that has standard pressure in it. And then the outside that has the static 40 beat. There's the pressure outside.
Oh, hold on. We're not reading the whole question. The
Thank you.
altimeter
Thank you.
will indicate lower than actual altitude above sea level.
Yeah.
There you go. I didn't understand what you were trying to say about what was wrong, but I did, yeah.
I mean, if you're flying higher than you.
Yeah, we're saying the right thing, but the question, we have to read the whole question. The question is actually asking, what will the altimeter indicate? The altimeter, when low to high, will indicate lower than you actually are. But you're flying higher. You're flying higher than what it's indicating. Which we kept explaining, but this is a test of reading the whole question. I'm not getting. This is why I asked. This is why I asked for it. High to low, look out below, low to high, clear to sky. That's all I got for you. Or just remember it's the opposite. Okay, now we're good. Everyone understand the concept, but the question was asking about the altimeter setting, not what we're actually flying. Ooh, okay. Who even answered that? Victor? Who answered that? We're playing popcorn. So Victor, choose someone to answer. Actually, Justin, you came in. Let's answer this. Okay, what is dead reckoning?
Roads and highways.
Roads and highways? Do we agree?
No.
Instrument.
Landmarks
Stop
and
doing this, it's harder now, bro. Instrument.
No, wrong. Okay, calculations on your nav log. Dead reckoning. What is landmarks or checkpoints? Pilotage. Okay. Justin, choose someone to answer the next one. Anybody? I think everyone's answered a question so far. Please. What chapter of the POH covers emergency procedures? 472389. It's a lot of options. You are free to use your POH if you have it.
Yes.
What does guessing do? At least you can look. Guessing, does anyone know it off the top of their head?
Chapter 3.
Yeah.
3. Yeah.
Two is system, so it makes sense.
You wanna check that? Check and make sure it's 3.
Section or chapter?
Chapter. Or section, I don't know what it's called. Section. There should be a table of contents in the front. Or it's on the top. It's 3 confirmed, okay. 3, choose someone else for the next one. Has she been chosen? What is the Sling Pilots Academy's minimum fuel requirement?
Which one?
What's the minimum? It's probably 5. We'll see what they answer. Choose someone else. If refer to for flight, so get off for flight. When is fuel for Sling or for the Sling available at KTRK? You're gonna have to look this up. This is not off the top of your head.
You wanna? What is it? I mean, that's a great question.
When is fuel for the Sling available at KTRK?
It's available. What does that mean? 100 lead jet A1 plus.
What fuel do we use?
Oh, we use 100 low lead, right?
Okay, so when is fuel available? We use 100 low lead, so when is it available? Oh, when? It's not crazy. There's times where it's available and not available. Do we know this about airports? Okay.
No.
We know that
Check the AFD.
fuel can be self-serve,
It's
but also attended.
Service S4.
airport remarks. The second.
Fuel available 1500 to 300.
Okay. Here's our answer.
Yeah. Wait. It also says 600 self-serve, 100 low lead.
Oh, so it's the last one. Okay, again. Do we know this? Fuel is not always self-serve at other airports. It's could be attended during these times. So there are times when fuel is available and when fuel is not available. Specifically, this one has attended fuel at this time, and then 600 Zulu onwards is self-serve only for 100 low lead. So we, 1, have to know that we use 100 low lead. 2, have to know what times it's attended and what times it's self-serve. Okay. Okay, choose the next person.
Sam.
Okay, refer to for flight. What class airspace is KFNL? I don't even know this. Yeah.
Echo.
Is everyone looking on for flight? Should be.
It told me.
Sweet 9 or 10.
This is 10 last week.
What do you? Just this, that's not good. Still Yeah. He's perfect. You get right. I understand. Those better than good. Hey, we did, I could slow it up, especially in rebar, because that they're just starting to put stuff. But they don't talk about it. If not other side of it, so, yeah, there's a. That's all. But. So for me, that is a two. It's so this thing is. What I can talk to. I'm making my things. I got nothing. I'm gonna take this like stuff. No. What's what Yeah, so if it looked like. Second. Need to take some. Well. Preview. Settings will be then use a solution. So it's the same number one.
Yeah, so.
Oh, which one?
Oh, and coaching. With this three. Oh, and it's control towers.
So which answer choice?
And it's not last one.
Last echo with an operating control tower?
Yeah.
We agree?
Yes.
Yes,
We're pretty sure.
that was more than enough time for everyone to look at it.
He said it's for class game. Tower film class.
You found that where? Mhm. So now does everyone wanna take a look at the AFT? Yeah, Omar, tell everyone where you found the AFT for the airport.
If you go on, or like, go to airport.
Mhm. Under the info tab, you have to scroll down a little bit.
Just see it says aerospace class. We can check this airport. Right now, Colorado. Colorado. I'm going to Walmart. Yeah, that's right. Hey, and then. I was sure. I was just thinking.
Okay, so now that we put in the extra work, we can actually verify Class E. But with an operating control tower, right? Still. It's a surface echo with an operating control tower. Okay.
So did you just turn off at the aerospace, not even by standard, it's just try fly in?
No, since there's an operating control tower, they need you to talk to them to reverse their airspace and to go to the airport. But I don't know if there's a. Let me actually look at the AFD for,
Doesn't say.
maybe it has specifics about what, it doesn't?
Well, I mean,
You already
if
read
it's,
it?
if it's a surface echo, you can go through it without talking to the tower. The tower has control, they have radar right in their face, but you're not required to talk to them. But you could totally be busting and just say hi, you know, but you
Yeah,
can't,
if you're
you
not
can't
landing-
land,
Yeah, you're not landing
you
there.
can't land at that airport.
Fair enough. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about contacting them, so.
So does that make sense, everyone? It's echo, so no entry requirements, the usual ones, right? So you do not have to call tower to enter that airspace. But because it's a control tower field, you have to get clearance to land at the field. And so you can run that transition freely without calling tower. All tower can. Make sense? Well,
Alan, yeah,
They get mad at you. Tell them they're gonna.
No, they
No,
hardly appreciate it.
yeah. Yeah, depending on how low you're flying over the field, they'd probably appreciate if you contacted them and let them know what you were doing. But yeah, that's a weird one. I feel like it's the only surface echo I've seen with the operating control tower. Oh, good. We figured out how to look at an AFD in ForeFlight. Look at the airspace. Figure out the tower times on there too. Okay, next. Choose someone else. I think this is the last question. Which runway is the best to use when winds are calm at KHCR? 422. Who's answering, Sam?
Just.
Oh, yeah. 2-2.
Did you just pull that?
I'm looking at the AFD right now.
Okay, where can we find the calm winds runway? Okay, let's actually read it then and figure out which one. Okay, it's very
First-
plainly, yeah,
Runway 22.
there you go. It's very plainly written out there. It's under airport remarks on the AFD, towards the bottom in the paragraph. Everyone see that?
Yep.
It's just a sentence in the paragraph under airport remarks. Just one sentence that says preferred calm wind runway 22. Okay? Easy. Okay, we showed up late. Not that. Okay. Good practice on that. Do we feel good about answering those questions? We need. Okay. Pretty good. The first couple. Oh, how many spoke then? Mhm. Okay, I'll try the written one more time. Otherwise, let's do it on your own. Okay. Okay, now it's working. What information is contained in a convective signet? Sure. Yeah, you started. Tornadoes?
What's this? Yeah, same.
Good. I like to hear the noise. Okay, who's next? The takeoffs and landings required to meet recency of experience requirements for carrying passengers in a tailwheel airplane.
Jet.
Takeoff and landing requirements may be touch and go or full stop, must be touch and go, must be to full stop. If you don't know, take your best guess. Okay. Must be to a full stop. Or tail wheel is that question. In a sling, if you're doing your passenger recency of experience during the day, do they have to be to a full stop? No. Okay. Jay, pick someone to answer the next one. Where does wind shear occur? Which? See? Good. You pick someone. Uncontrolled airspace is. No. Ooh, hey. Nice. All right, now Harper, you get to choose somebody. When would a pilot be required to submit a detailed report of an emergency which caused the pilot to deviate from ATC clearance? Hey? No. Yeah. Okay, pick somebody else. It's on you, Justin. Pick somebody.
Alright. One.
One.
Edwin.
Okay, wind direction and velocity at JFK. JFK is the bottom one.
180 at 4 knots.
Okay, 180 true at 4 knots or 180 magnetic? True? Good.
Oh.
All right, choose your next victim. Tiffany, the numbers 8 and 26 on the approach ends of the runway indicate that the runway is oriented approximately.
It's 260.
Good. Runways are magnetic headings. Winds are true. We're gonna skip that. We looked at that one yesterday. Okay. Choose someone, Tiff, for the next one. Below glide slope indication from a pulsating approach slope indicator is a pulsating red. Good. Red is below, white is above. Okay, pick someone else. Okay, on here, left of the letter D, I mean, if you already have it memorized, but
Yeah.
Western New York surface winds are letter D,
Left of D.
this one. So it's like 2 black lines, 1 red.
So that's.
Options are
What's the red line? I don't remember.
gusting.
Gusting.
So which one?
And then it's gusting is.
2 full black lines, 1 full red line.
So 20 and 30.
Mhm.
Okay.
Cause the full lines are
20
10.
Gusting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I know.
Okay. Alright, choose somebody.
Um. Okay.
What is absolute altitude? C? No. The vertical distance of the aircraft above the surface. Absolute altitude above the surface. Remember the A's.
What is the height of the standard datum plane? Plane.
I must know. Pressure altitude. Okay, Jake, before you go back to your whatever you're doing, pick someone else. Which one? That one, that one? We've got two in here. Who's looking at that? What condition is most favorable to the development of carburetor icing?
No.
A, no.
No.
Okay, B or C?
Tell them.
Can't even ask. See.
Yeah.
Alan, we just.
Yeah.
It's very helpful.
Hey, no.
Outliers.
Okay. You wanna pick someone? Okay, entering or encountering severe turbulence, which flight conditions should the pilot attempt to maintain? Good. Next. What's up? 100-hour inspection was due at 3,302.5 hours. 100-hour was actually done at 3,309.5 hours. When is the next 100-hour inspection due?
Yes, fine.
3,402. B?
Yes.
Good. Because it's based on the not when it was actually done afterward, but it's based on the last 100-hour was due. Okay, next.
Charlie.
Charlie. May a pilot operate an aircraft that is not in compliance with an airworthiness directive? Only if it's allowed. See? Nice. Next person. Who are you picking? Who? Alan? Okay. With certain expectations, with certain exceptions, safety belts are required to be secured about passengers during. Can you read it?
I've never. Other drop.
Which one? A? Good. Okay. Pick someone, Alan. Okay, night flight, a steady white light and a flashing red light ahead at the same altitude. What is the general direction of movement of the other aircraft? Steady white, flashing red. Aircraft is flying away from you, aircraft is crossing to the left, aircraft is crossing to the right. B,
Then
it's flying away from you.
If it's a flashing red light, it means it's on the tail. If it's just a steady red light, it's on the wing,
Very,
Which,
yeah,
the left wing.
left, right is green, red is left. Yeah, we don't have this one, but the flashing red is on the back with the steady white. So it'd be flying, you're looking at the back of the plane, it's flying away from you. Okay. Next. Who even answered that? Ethan? Next one?
Hey.
No,
Hey.
no,
Talking about Abby.
wait,
We
what?
talking about Abby?
Zero
Oh,
nine.
Act like I'm.
I thought we did this yesterday and it said the sectional scale and the deviation scale.
Oh, it was a different question.
Yeah.
What was the question?
It was asking,
What is it measured?
yeah, what is it measured in? The units it's measured in.
Alright.
Okay. Do you remember latitude, longitude? Can I even look at this?
Who wants practice with latitude and longitude? But
No one's gonna answer.
that's why I asked.
Before we do it, can I just ask a question on it?
Yeah.
So the lines of latitude, are they every 30 degrees? Or like every 30 minutes? Whereas the longitude is 60?
No, they both have 30 minutes in between the next tick mark. They both have a halfway point that's 30 minutes. Like,
No, what I asked was that
it's not based on time between, like actual time between each
Right.
point.
but the tick marks are the same for latitude as well as longitude?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay. Just making.
but the curvature of the earth
Yes,
doesn't,
yeah.
yeah, it's not based on time, even though we're using minutes. But yeah, each tick mark is the same spacing on latitude and longitude. Okay, 4721 north latitude, 10101 west longitude. So 47 would be up or down from 48. Down. I don't think it shows. It should be 30, so it doesn't show. 4721. 4721, so. This is 48. This next line should be what? That's not marked. 47 and what? 47, 30 minutes.
That's what I was getting confused about.
The one that's not marked.
No, that it's 30, that it's 47 and 30 minutes,
Minutes is just the unit that they're using.
Right.
Yeah.
but. For, not latitude, but longitude,
Mhm.
it is. Like when you go over there, isn't that just 100? To the next line over?
No, it's marked when it's the next degree. So
Oh, it
this one
is
that's not
marked.
marked, yeah, would also be 30.
Okay.
The unmarked ones are 30 in between. If it's marked with degrees, that's the next full degree.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah. Okay, so if this is 30, then we have to go 21, which down here is 20, 21. And then we can pretty safely guess that that's the airport because we're going back from 10101. We're going back one, Washburn. Okay. I answered that, so I can choose the next person. When flying in a VFR corridor designated through Class Bravo airspace, the maximum speed authorized is. Always has its head. Looks like you're praying for me and not. Okay, who knows the answer?
Probably.
200 in a VFR corridor through a Class Bravo airspace. I don't want to answer that one. Okay, the wind at Circle C? The wind at Circle C is forecast to blow from which direction and what velocity? I don't know which one is, I guess all these are the same. So where's the wind coming from on these wind barbs?
North. Said that really.
Zero. Okay, first, the long line. I think this, yeah, these are the short lines. So long line means how many knots? 10 knots. So we have two options, south or northwest.
West.
Northwest, south. Remember, the barb is pointing to where the wind is coming from. Like some people think of it like a gun. Hyperventilation, we should know. Okay, traffic pattern altitude. Is it? No, traffic pattern of in effect are. What was that? Let's see. I don't even know. Yeah,
Wind strike is the black triangle 50.
yeah. The triangle is 50, so if it's red, it's gusting 50. Do you have anything with them on? I don't know what else.
I mean, on what?
Anything, we're trying to go over all of it.
Of the. Oh, yeah. That's how it. Keep licking it on something. What we got here?
On the this,
Yeah, I guess. Any ideas like?
they have questions about systems. We haven't gone over systems.
Alright, electrical system. How many fuel pumps do we do? Two, pretty good for me, sure. Yeah. You wanna look at it? No. At least three, but we'll go.
3.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone pay attention, last 15 minutes of class before we have to go. Bo's gonna ask about systems, and then you can go. No, we can leave.
Yeah, so there's the two pumps that you guys know, the main and the aux pump, but there's a boost pump for that. You look in your POH, there's a little boost pump that's before the gas boiler. That is controlled also by the main pump switch, so whenever the main pump is on, the boost pump is on. That's a new thing. So don't get tripped up on that if you look at the POH. The answer two is totally valid, like that's the only pump we have control of, but there is, by technicality, there is a burst pump up before the gas boiler. It's a boost pump. Only in some of the new planes, any of the planes with like the pop out breakers, not like the old style, like white pop out breakers, but the black ones. Those are the new planes with boost pumps, but fun facts to know. This
We
is.
just added that to the POH, so it's not in the slides.
Yeah, so this is just fun fact here for you. Other things about the systems, electrical system wise. Alright, lane A, lane B, which one's bigger? Which one has more stators? Anyone know what a stator is? Do we know how electricity is generated from our generators? Magnet, coil wire sends around. Coil wires are called stators. Okay, we have how many? 24. All right, and it's split up into the A and B side, right? Which side has more?
B.
B. There you go, right?
50-50 shot.
Yeah, it is a 50-50 shot, right? Okay, so if lane B has more stators, right, so it generates more electricity, right? So which side powers more things? B, right? Because remember, lane A powers what? What's our A side of our generator power? ECU, and then B side? Battery and everything else with the battery, right? Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so yeah, your B side is bigger, but it's split up automatically by the failure, right? But anyways, that's a little more advanced. What else? What else can I ask? I don't want to be like too much. Usually ask something. Oh yeah, how many spark plugs do we have? 8, okay, 2 per cylinder, right? Okay, what else does the ECU control? Okay, fuel injectors, how many of those do we issue? Okay. Oh, what this? How do we know how hot our cylinders are? EGT, what does that mean? What does EGT stand for? Exhaust gas temperature, right? So do we see T in the plane? Cylinder head?
It's question, like,
Is it really?
compared to the slides that they've
Oh,
given to
okay, I
learn,
guess
yeah.
you guys get some really bad. So we don't have a CHT, right? For those of you who've flown Cessnas, CHTs are pretty common, right? We
I
don't
think
have
that's
that.
literally no one in class.
Really? None of you guys? have flown
Nobody
Cessna?
flew before coming here. Oh, Molly.
Yeah. But yeah,
You're saying no. I'm like,
okay, yeah, that's a little too much, I guess. What else can we ask? Let's see. Yeah. That's too much. If I can't think of any easy question, I'm gonna be back to doing.
yeah, what would you ask them, please?
System. Bang out like dent in a plane or something, nothing would be fine.
Ask them like, you know,
Failure, you something, lose the greatest one as a factor. Yeah, okay, if we lose, let's say we lose fuel pressure. Fuel pressure starts to drop, then in cruise, you do. Pumps what?
Both for fuel.
Close, wait, we're losing fuel pressure, you're gonna close the fuel?
Cut off all the.
You're gonna just say, alright, I'm already gone, so I'll just close it off.
Wouldn't you want to stop the flow of fuel?
You're losing fuel pressure to the engine.
You stop fuel, you're losing your
You're
engine.
losing more of your fuel pressure, right? Now, how do we get fuel pressure back, or at least attempt to? Pump on, right? Both pumps on, because in cruise, according to the checklist, you're supposed to turn your aux pump off, right? So if you're losing fuel pressure, turn it back on. Right, does that make sense? What do we do if we see really high oil temps? Reduce RPMs, okay, what else? Put the nose down, right, facing to the wind more, good, alright. Can anyone give me the first two steps to the engine fire procedure? What is it?
120.
Go for it.
Yeah, well, like the flow, the checklist flow or the
Yeah.
ABT? Okay, throttle full and then you turn the tank off.
Okay.
First,
it?
first two steps, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and then what about the flow then? Since
It's gonna be throttle full, fuel tank off, cabin heat off. And then, pumps off.
Pumps on to try to burn the fuel.
Oh yeah, pumps on and then we got it.
And then don't, and then obviously you mentioned earlier, but pitch 120, right, that's what's line first. Yeah, good. Yes,
So the rising fuel temperature, you say decrease or increase RPMs?
decrease RPMs, so pull down your RPMs, put your nose down a little bit, increase the airflow, right? Same thing for pulling temp, if it's too high. That makes sense? Let's see. Trying to think what else on the. Yeah. Okay. Oh, what would cause your airspeed to show incorrectly? What is the most common cause for your airspeed to show incorrectly? Okay, canopy open. Why does the canopy open effective?
Because our center points.
Okay, so there's any different information. And impression. Good. All right, what else were you gonna say?
I was talking about the. Gear tube,
Okay, full. What about the?
if it's blocked, then you're not getting the ram air pressure.
Good, yeah.
To tell you. That's right.
Good, there you go, yeah, so KTOA blockage, right, static port blockage / changing temperatures. Changing pressures. Yeah, good. What else? Trying to do some more.
Nose for my nose.
Okay. Okay, fine, that's what we can go.
Generator for
Generator failure. Alright, if we see a generator failure, what do we do? What do you think we do?
sign of generator failure.
Yeah, that's one. I get maps, okay. Well, what do we do? What can we do? Shed load, okay, right, so turn off
Lights.
lights. What else is not really? Let's see. This one's, okay, I'm gonna be a bit of an ass. What kind of anti-icing equipment do we have?
It's a good question.
Yeah. What do we have if we accidentally flew into IMC and we start picking up icing, what are we looking to do? Fetal heat.
You don't get.
Okay, anything else?
Is that the only thing?
Yeah, that's anti-icing for you, not the point. Yeah, that's about it, fetal heat, right, so. Don't go into icing, they'll go into IMC, right? Yeah, fetal heat is all we have, really, so, yeah, got it. Okay, cool. That's about systems, so trying to bring. Let's look at the. Yeah, go for it. What is it? What is it? Yeah. A what? A whisper? What do you mean, like the whisper modification? What, are you saying like for the for like the whisper stuff, we have to get a service bulletin for it?
Like, would that be?
So no, so a service bulletin is fully manufactured for any defects in manufacturing which need to be corrected before the plane, right, can be good again, right? The whisper stuff are modifications, right? So they're not part of the original design of the Sling twos or the Sling NGTs. It's a modification that the school has elected to put on. And because we're light sports, the school can't do that. And there's no FAA, like FAA doesn't have to certify it. If it's a certified aircraft like a Cessna, there's something called what's called a TCDS, a type certificate data sheet, in which you have to list, the manufacturer has to list the allowed modifications on it. So if we were a normal category certified aircraft, then yes, they would need to put out an AD for all the modifications that are allowed. But because we're slings and our light sports, we are not required to. Does that make sense? I pulled up the final PPL face check list, just kind of see what I can talk about. Space our country, performance limitations. Oh yeah, okay, performance limitations. What's our service ceiling for this thing?
12,000.
12,000, okay, good. Does that mean you can't go above it, or? What was that? What does service ceiling actually mean? It's a max your, yeah, so it's a max that you're gonna get good performance at, right? So above, they cannot guarantee performance or climb, anything like that, right? So you fly above 12,000 feet, it's high ground press, right? Okay. I could ask about service ceiling for turbo charger, but. Our flexible, virtual, geostatic. Yeah, we kind of did go over all that. How much baggage can you carry? And that is for front parts back. What about the front? So it's 33 pounds combined front and back. So the front baggage, by the way, is still in the back behind that little wall there. It's that little divot that goes down. And then the back baggage is like the raised part. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Those two combined is 33 pounds, right? So there was somebody recently on a check ride who was asked this. The DP basically said, all right, I'm gonna put 33 pounds in the back and I'm gonna put 5 pounds in the front. Is that all right? And they said yes. So yeah, because you gotta know these things, right? It's in the POH, it's a placarded limitation, right? Combined weight 33. That's it. Well, what else?
Ask them about density.
Oh, density altitude. Yeah. Yeah.
That's so good.
All right. First of all, what is density altitude? Somebody. Okay. What is pressure altitude?
Set of parameter scale.
Okay, so that's indicated corrected from non-centered pressure, correct? Right, okay, good. So when we set our Boltzmann window, that's what it's called. Right? Cool. So density altitude, right? How does that affect your plane? What are the two kinds of effects? Or not two more, but two main effects that it has on our plane, right? High density altitude operations. I'm going to Mammoth today. The field elevation is 7,000 feet. What can I expect to happen to my plane? Yes.
Lower ends.
Okay. Cool. So lower engine performance. What is that? How does that happen? Why does that happen?
The plane thinks it's flying at a higher altitude than it currently is.
The plane can think.
Well, no, but the plane feels like it's
Feels like
flying
it. There you go.
flying at a higher altitude.
Right. So there's less air molecules, right? The air molecules are further spread out. It's less dense, right? So the air that's going into the engine, there's less air, physically less air going into the engine, right? So each compression of our pistons is less powerful, right? So we get less engine power. Does that make sense? And then the second part of it that you mentioned, climb performance, right? There's physically less air in a given volume, right? So when our wing goes through it, there's less air to support our weight, right? So we get less lift off of our wings. Does that make sense? Those are like the two main components to it. Let's see. So when we're talking about like service ceiling and stuff, 12,000 feet, that's technically indicated, but density altitude plays a big factor in that, right? If you see the density altitude's like 12,000 feet, are you gonna go flying that? Is that a good idea? No? Flying a Big Bear in the summer? Good. Yeah. Not in this thing too, anyways. Okay, cool.
Should take off landing. The distance is like a lot more on the.
Yeah, so you can do the math, but basically, right, because we have there's less air molecules per given volume, there's gonna be less air to stop us, right? When we're landing, we're coming into land, there's gonna be less aerodynamic braking happening, right? Same thing when we're taking off, right? Less air going over the wings to generate lift, right? So longer takeoff roll, longer landing roll.
Would you rotate at like a higher speed?
What do you mean?
Like, would you still rotate every time, or do you need to go up to like say?
It would have to go up, yeah, it would probably go up to like 65, yeah, not much for the Sling two, because we have such good lift characteristics, but yeah. Yeah, you would have to increase your, and you would have to increase your landing speed, right? Everything kind of has to go up a little bit. Your true airspeed would go up too, right? Because you're moving through the air faster, because there's less air molecules. Okay, right. Okay, cool. Spot that density altitude.
What are three things that contribute to high density altitude? Heat, height, humidity.
Heat. Yeah. Heat as in temperature.
Yeah, so yeah, let's break that down, right? So heat, height, and humidity, right? So we already talked about it. Height is high altitude, right? When we're higher up in the atmosphere, the air is more spread out, right? Because there's less pressure on it, right? From the air above, right? So that's the height aspect of it. Heat, right? The hotter it is, when it's in the middle of summer and you're feeling hot, you don't want to be right up next to some guy, right? You want to be away from them, you want to have your own space. Same thing with air molecules, right? They're gonna want to spread out from each other. They have a lot of energy, they're gonna want to spread out, right? The third thing is humidity, right? If we're all air molecules in this room right here, this is a given air molecule. If I replace some of you with water, that's humidity, right? Humidity is water that replaces some air molecules in a given space of air, right? So that means there's less air to support the plane, right? So heat, height, and humidity are the three things that cause higher density altitude, right? And lessen performance as a result. Okay. What else?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Let's end
That's
it.
good.
Yeah.
All right. It's pretty clear. It's a pretty short.
It just looks like this, but
Yeah.